After an iconic flight landing, the story begins with Wilson passing through the immigration of the airport to enter a small deserted island, Fuerteventura. Wilson seems to be a grumpy suited aging guy with small luggage heading out. After hopping onto a nice car, Wilson drives through a desolate road. After driving for a while, he stops by and opens up an envelope where he finds a picture of a man, his house, and a map to guide him there. He also finds a gun. He checks it and seems to like it. After a not-so-long drive, Wilson reaches the house he has seen in the picture. Wilson inspects the house but finds out that the man he was looking for was not there but went on vacation. Suddenly, he was stopped by a beautiful girl in the house. He noticed her for a moment, then he leaves the house as soon as possible so that he can avoid getting noticed by the girl. While leaving the house, his eyes caught a bike that the girl brought with her. After leaving the house, he went straight to his car and told someone that there was someone in the house but not the one he was looking for. He concludes that he will stay and let him know when to deliver the package. He then finds a hotel to stay at, and while going to his room, he sees a kid playing in front of a room and the noise of quarreling coming from it. He goes to his room, unpacks everything, and standing on the balcony, he sees that kid again playing in the pool that night. Everything seems normal. He eats breakfast in the morning, meets that kid again, and takes a nap at the pool. At night, he goes to a bar, but he does not really enjoy it. He meets an interesting man on the way who guides him to a bar that matches his vibe. After going to the bar, Mojo Blues Bar, he notices the same bike he saw at the house the previous day, and to his surprise, the bartender was the same girl he saw in that house. He addresses the girl as Señorita and asks for the oldest scotch in the bar. While waiting for the drink, Wilson notices a picture of a ship. He asks the girl, Gloria, about the ship, and she says it's an old abandoned ship called American Star, and she shows the location of the ship on the map. He plays pool for a bit and then leaves the bar, where Gloria passes through him on his bike. As Wilson walks along an empty road to his hotel, he discovers a man locked in a car and rescues him, realizing it's the same man who directed him to the pub earlier. The next day, a kid named Max approaches him at breakfast, and they have a brief conversation. Wilson then sets out to visit the American Star, but realizes he's being followed by a car. Arriving at the supposed location, he finds no ship and realizes he's on the wrong road. While standing at the beach, Ryan surprises him, and they have a heartfelt conversation before heading to a nearby restaurant for lunch. During lunch, Wilson talks about Ryan's parents, as Ryan's dad was once Wilson's colleague. Ryan mentions they're both hitmen, indicating their shared profession. After Ryan leaves, Wilson goes shopping for a floral shirt, but meets Gloria, who suggests it doesn't suit him. They agree to visit the American Star together, and Wilson learns Gloria has a plan for the evening. They agree to meet in the lobby of his hotel, Oliver Beach, the next day. Wilson buys his usual jacket and heads to his room, where he encounters Max, who explains he's outside because his dad snores. Later, Wilson finds chocolate in his bed, assumes it's from Max, and enjoys it before returning to his room with Max's toy. The next day, Gloria waits for Wilson in the lobby, and they head towards the American Star. Along the way, they bond over their backgrounds and interests. Upon reaching the ship, Gloria shares some history about it, while Wilson seems lost in thought. They later enjoy drinks at a beachside cafe, where Gloria mentions the different types of people in Fuerteventura. Wilson becomes emotional and excuses himself to the restroom. Upon returning, Wilson finds Gloria with Ryan, and they both act like strangers, leaving Wilson feeling surprised and uncertain about the encounter. Riding back, both of them talk about how magical the moment was today in discovering the ship. Gloria asks Wilson to turn off the headlights, and then they enjoy a road covered with stars in the sky with a song titled, I Forgot About Living. Gloria dances with song, while Wilson seems to be shrunk into an ocean of emotion. Wilson drops Gloria off at her home, and Gloria invites him to join her at lunch the next day, where her mom will be there as well. Later that night, Wilson goes to visit Ryan. Wilson is angry that Ryan is following him. He likes to work alone, and he doesn't need Ryan. Ryan calms him by saying that he was just following orders and that Wilson will get a new target soon. Wilson, in reply, says he would like to finish things here first. Ryan commented on Gloria, which made Wilson angry. Wilson leaves and spends the night at the beach. In the morning, he is awakened by Max. Wilson says he has one of Max's toys and he can remind him later to return it. But then they get into soccer on a bet. Wilson loses the bet. Wilson seems to enjoy Max's company. Later, Wilson prepares for an invitation, noticing a plastic bag and making a parachute for Max's toy. At lunchtime, he visits Gloria's house with flowers and wine, meeting her mother Anne. They chat, and Anne mentions Gloria doesn't often bring friends home, suggesting Wilson is special to her. Gloria arrives, they have lunch, and then dance together. Anne eventually leaves them to dance, and Wilson drops Gloria off at work, receiving a heartfelt hug before she leaves. In another scene, Wilson and Ryan talk, with Ryan upset that Wilson got involved with Gloria, who was their target. Ryan reveals Gloria's troubled past, including prison time and drug involvement. Wilson promises to handle the job, and they part ways. Wilson goes to a bar and reviews Gloria's file, feeling conflicted. At night, Wilson meets Max again, who returns money he won in bets. Wilson gives him more money, and they release the parachute toy from the terrace, enjoying the moment together. The next day, Wilson waits for Gloria at the store, offering her a ride. They stop at Gloria's mom's client's home, then head to the beach. Wilson feels lost, and when he sees pictures of himself and Ryan on Gloria's camera, he becomes overwhelmed. Gloria swims while Wilson struggles with his emotions. Eventually, Wilson confronts Gloria about the accusations in her file, leading to a heated argument. Gloria gets out of the car angrily, and Wilson urges her to leave the island. As Gloria walks away, she expresses her anger and disappointment in him. Wilson, reaching the hotel room, finds an envelope with a drawing from Max and his 30 euros, which means Max has left. Wilson finds another envelope where he got the photo of his target. The next day in the morning, when the couple came back to their house, Wilson was already there waiting for them at their house to eliminate them. Finally, Wilson's wait was over, and the target for which he came to Fuerteventura was in the next room. Wilson takes his gun and shoots the girl, Linda, first, and before the man, Thomas, could react, Wilson shoots him too. The wall was painted red, and Wilson shot one bullet each at both to confirm their deaths. Wilson notices a sound from outside. It was Gloria and the man he helped him with once. Gloria, entering the house looking for Thomas, was horrified to see two dead bodies. Wilson calmly gives her phone back and asks her to leave the island. While they were talking, Ryan came from behind, seeing Ryan on the same side of Wilson. Gloria couldn't believe her eyes, and before she could react, Ryan shot her to death. Wilson was stunned. The bloodshed of Gloria was on his face. The cowboy waiting outside came to see Gloria. Seeing all that, he tried to escape, and Ryan followed him to kill him. Gloria was on the floor, blood all over her. Wilson tried to cover her wound and pat her on the forehead. Wilson knew that Gloria had no chance to survive, so he tried to calm her. He said goodbye, and Gloria tried to talk, but in vain. Ryan, after killing the cowboy, was talking to Mom on the phone. Wilson came to the scene and targeted his gun at him. Ryan hung up. In the next scene, Wilson is driving towards the American Star, and Ryan sheds tears. Wilson throws away the phone and drives furiously to the ship, and Ryan is dead by then. Wilson takes a look at the ship. Then he takes out Ryan's body from the car. Wilson, with the blood of Gloria on his face and Ryan's body in his arms, walks towards the shrinking ship, American Star. The never-ending walk comes to an end. The shrinking ship must drown in the water completely. With all the things it is holding, it's time to let it go. Don't forget to comment, what movie would you like me to recap? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video.